but I think we're on and popping. Let me see. Yes, we are on. Captions are auto generated. Oh, and it's even going to play. It's going to write out what we like closed caption. Let's see. And it's even going to play. It's going to write out what we yeah, and everything looks good.
Okay.
Everything looks good. Let me go over to YouTube and check it out real quick. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just looking through some things. Yep, that looks good. Okay, let's go to Twitter. Let's see if Twitter looks good because we syndicated, baby. We all over the place. Uh-oh. I think Twitter might be giving us a little problems. Nope, Twitter's on too. Okay, we live. We live everywhere. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, mice and mices. I want to thank y'all for joining into the Jamille Harley morning show with my co-host, Miss Quiana Quarles.
Good morning, everybody.
Now, DJ Godzillest of the illest, he's not going to make it today. He's out gigging, doing his thing, saving lives and rescuing cats and dogs and spinning some of that beautiful quarantine music. Oh, man, how you doing this morning, Miss Co-host?
I'm doing good.
You just doing good. I'm
in this chilly morning.
Man, it is brisk. The other day I had to decide. I was like, should I put on a sweater or turn on the heat? Then you got to thinking about that bill. Yeah, you got to thinking about that bill. You was like, sweater it is.
Yeah.
Right. You walk around here in a full winter outfit, coat, boots, and everything just to watch TV.
Layers.
Right.
Layers.
I'm not turning on that heat for nothing.
No.
So what up, Shay Shay? I see you in the building. Let's put that right there. So the things we want to discuss today, I'm going to give you a list of the topics that we want to address today. Let me pull my notes up. We're going to have a nice little conversation. We're not going to do any music today because we just need to get straight to the information, okay? So today we got Coach Willie Earl. He's coming on first. And then we're going to be talking about cooking in the pandemic. I've seen a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people. I've seen a handful of people really dive into that bag when it comes to that cooking. And Quiana Quarles, you do some amazing cook work there. So I've done a little something too. Then after cooking in the pandemic, we want to address sexism. This is rarely spoke about in mainstream media, and when it's spoke about, it's tilted. It's always the man's fault. Nobody really accepts accountability for anything, although it takes two. So there's duality in everything. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about relationships in the conscious sort of sector of Black America. We're going to talk about that. So first, and you guys feel free to chime in. You know, everybody's going to have an opinion on something, and that's cool. But first, we want to get a friend to the show on. One of Kiana's favorites. As he is one of her favorites. Hey, I don't care what you say. You and Coach go hand in hand. Y'all are the best. Let me see if I could get Coach on the horn here. Let's see. I'm 5 minutes earlier than what I should be. But we gonna see. He might be up. Hey, is this Coach? Coach, is this Coach Willie Earl? Hold on a second. Let me get you connected. I'm having all kind of problems this morning, but that's okay. Coach, you there?
I'm right here, Jamille. Can you hear me?
There
I'm
you
here,
go.
man.
There he go. Coach Willie Earl. Why you blushing, Quiana? Why are you blushing?
I'm not blushing at all, Gio.
Good.
Listen,
Uh-huh.
tell her. My nephew Tyrone he set me up with the technology so I can see her on the laptops while I'm talking. Okay, tell her I can see her. I got the technology set up. I can see this beautiful man.
She can hear you, Coach.
Man, listen, Miss Keon, you're so beautiful. I want to write you a song. I ain't wrote it yet, but I'm gonna write it. Get here. I'm gonna name it. It's gonna be called Troy.
Is it gonna be a country song or what? Is it gonna be a soul song?
I didn't know it's gonna be a love song. That's all I know.
Hey, that's all the world needs. A little love, especially some guidance and love from Coach Willie Earl.
Absolutely, yeah.
Coach, you got some advice for us? Hold on. It sounds like you're laying down, Coach.
No, man, I'm sitting up. I'm right. I'm up. I'm working. I got the sunshine in the background. I'm down here in Florida. Down here in Florida. Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, man, I'm down here, man. So I'm up. I'm wide awake, man, doing some work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm ready to talk to the people. That's what I'm ready for.
Okay, talk to us. Give us some advice from the coach.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say good morning to my queen. I got to do that first and foremost. I got to take care of business. It's about priorities, Jamil. Let me say good morning to my queen. All right. Second of all, here's my advice. Okay, my love advice. Okay, I spent a lot of time down there in Atlanta, boy, and them Atlanta Falcons, man. They listen. I think it's an art. They find new ways to lose every Sunday. Okay, they have lost offense, defense, and special teams. Okay, so this is what I want you to understand, people. Find you a winner. Okay, find you somebody who knows how to win. Mm-hmm. That is so important. Okay, it might not look pretty. See, we get caught up in things like preferences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I prefer my hogs and chickens, but once I met that lady with that Troy Polamalu hair, okay, I realized she was a winner. And I realized what was most important in my life is having a winner and not my preferences.
Hello.
Okay?
Hello.
We spend too much time on the artificial. Listen, if you win the game 3-0, that's still a win.
Yeah.
If you score 40 and the other team scores 50, that's a loss.
Hey, you right, Coach? You hitting on all 8 cylinders this morning.
Come on, but here's the thing: when the Bible says, "He who when you find you somebody special, they encourage you to be right." Okay, they encourage you to get it tight. So, okay, I'm on today. Okay, I'm looking at my queen while I talk to you, Jamil. Okay, so I'm ready. Okay, find you a winner. Okay. Okay, here's some things you need to know what to look for when you're looking for a winner, okay? Somebody that will win at all costs. Sometimes it gets a little dirty. Relationships can get a little messy, okay? Find you somebody that doesn't care about being pretty, okay? They care about winning.
Mm-hmm.
Winning is important. Success is important to any relationship. You don't want to be with no losers. Who wants to be with a loser?
Yeah.
I remember I was on this coaching staff about 79 to 82, man. We didn't win a game any of them seasons, boy, and it was tough on me. It was so tough. It was tough on me because my dog was depressed. I could tell that's how tough it was. My dog didn't even want me to look at this loser coming in my house. The dog didn't even love me right, Jamil. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. Listen.
The dog didn't respect you.
Didn't respect me as a loser, but once I started winning, boy, he was there greeting me, tail a wagon, because he knew a winner had walked in the building. So people, listen here, do not get caught up on the superficials and your preferences and things of that nature. Find you a winner, just like Coach Willie Earl has with the Troy Polamalu hair.
I never signed up for that. I didn't sign up.
So basically, you saying, Coach, find you somebody that's ambitious and who moves with intentions, and those intentions are to succeed, even when it's not looking like it's going to happen. But you really, life is difficult as it is, and it'd be, I don't know, to just turn over and be okay with the bull crap. That's that's not really.
That's
really
not
good.
okay.
Yeah, that's not.
Find
okay.
you somebody that anybody can lose. It's easy to lose, but all you got to do is just show up.
Yeah.
But a winner got to dig down deep in their soul sometimes. You got to find some fortitude to win, and I'm trying to tell you, that's what it is. I like how you said it, Jamille. You said way better than I did. But at the end of the day, find you somebody that wants to win at all costs and is going to do whatever it takes to win. Because that is a relationship that's going to be successful. People that's trying to be cute and trying to figure out who can get more likes on the grams, that ain't going to work. Yeah. But somebody that is going to win at all costs, man.
Coach, you hit the nail on the head, my brother. Hit him with your slogan, man, so we can let you get back to your job.
Hey, y'all know my slogan. Be good.
Be safe, brother. Listen, I don't care who you are, where you at. When you listen to our good friend of the show, Coach Willie Earl's Love Advice, although it's funny, it be some real stuff. I thought about, because my mind's always on, why is it that we always want to be sexy? It's not a problem with being attractive, but a lot of times we put so much emphasis on being sexy, and that takes away from our personality, our character, because we're so busy trying to, you come to I don't know how it is anywhere else, because I've been in Atlanta for 14 and a half years. You can't go to the grocery store without seeing a freaking fashion show. Like, it'd be 11 o'clock and everybody in there. Everybody got their own little theme music. I still got coal in my eyes and, beard all nappy and stuff.
Well, that's because it's like a societal norm now. Like, sex sells in everything. And as long as they keep pushing that out, and we keep receiving it, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And people demonize everything else. Like, I remember the days of going to the grocery store with a band or a head wrap or whatever, or maybe my head, a ponytail.
Yeah.
And, now you got to put on lashes and shit to go to the grocery store.
Your Gucci belt.
It's not that deep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy how we've been socially engineered to do certain things that are really a detriment to our existence and our progressive existence. I was listening to, and this is sort of tying into a lot of things that we're going to address today. Excuse me, as far as like sexism and the conscious relationships. I was watching a video, and it was this rapper out of Chicago, and he was talking about how the record labels are like vampires. They're like feasting over all the turmoil and crime and things that are going on in Chicago. And he was like, the record labels come to Chicago for the drill music, and they say, well, in order for you to get signed, you have to have X amount of views, X amount of followers, yada, yada, yada. And so they're going into a place where it's impoverished. Systemic sort of tricks and traps that create a impoverished environment. The miseducation of the children, the lack of health care, the lack of everything. And, well, we shouldn't really be expecting anything different from the overall system. But they go and they prey on those kids like, hey, we need you to have these views, da-da-da-da-da. And so what's something that's going to be super attractive? Like, you can put out good quality stuff, but that doesn't catch the eye. The shockingness is what catches the eye. So you'll hear music about people glorifying killing each other. Not that they're actually murderers, but because they're trying to get out of their impoverished situation, and they see we've been fed athletics and entertainment to be our only way out instead of using our brain. instead of investing in our education, instead of investing into the intellect. There's a proverb that I saw. It says, "Children are the living messages we send to a time that we will not see." And that was deep. Whatever you're instilling into your child, that's what you're putting out into the world. You're not going to see the full, outcome. You might, you might not. But this is what we're pushing off into the world, and we're allowing this society to indoctrinate and to create this mindset of our children. And so he was talking about now, because that was the norm, because that was the thing for these kids to get on and get hot. It's like a catch-22, because you put out all of this shocking content that gets the views, that gets the people to share and be like, dang, look at this. Look what he talking about. This is crazy. This is hot. Da, 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 da. But now on the back end, you're creating this intellectual, this emotional, this psychological monster that's making detrimental actions popular. So now because of lean is so popular, because Molly's is so popular, because of all these crazy exotic opioids and different drugs is popular, now you have and it's not like it just started. Like I always say, from my view, I'm 41. It started with NWA for me. NWA was the first rap group that I saw that exploited black women, that promoted violence and drug dealing and things of that nature. I saw if everybody watched the NWA movie, there was the guy that owned the club that wouldn't let Dr. Dre play that music. He said prior to NWA blowing up, being popular, Compton, California was 90% middle-class black men and women, 10% gang violence and drug abuse. Once NWA got popular, all that spin, that did a complete reversal role, and it was 90% drug addicts and gang violence and 10% middle-class black families. And this was all done. I'm not blaming necessarily. I mean, NWA, they were kids.
Yeah.
And they were being manipulated by Jerry Helen and the record labels and all that stuff. They just saw money. And so they went with it, not realizing that entertainment is a psychological tool used to either promote your culture and lift you up to help, get you on the right tool, or it can be a tool that sends you right down the hell that you read about in these books. You're not going to hell after you die. The original meaning for hell just meant hole in the ground. You're living in hell right now because of the things that we've accepted from other mediums and other masterminds. And I wouldn't even say masterminds. This stuff is kind of simple right now. It's like, hello, it's right in front of your face. But I don't know how I got this far on this tangent. But you wanted to jump in. I see you doing the double dutch like you wanted to jump in.
I don't know. I feel like the exploitation of women came right before NWA.
Really? Where did you see that at? I didn't see it. I wasn't allowed to listen to rap because we were super religious and everything was the devil. So the first hip hop artist I heard was Rakim, and then when I started hearing them NWA, with "Don't Matter, Just Don't Bite It," yeah. I mean, they had the song F the Police, which that was cool to a degree, but then they went back to killing each other, stuff like that.
Well, I wasn't allowed to listen to certain stuff either. Like, I got exposed to NWA through bullying family members,
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like it was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
But as I got older and I was introduced to other types of music, and then you get to research the music, and you see that, hey, this music came before. Like, you had the Luke Skywalker, you had it was other music out there.
Okay.
that was exploiting women.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I didn't.
But I mean, in reference to incorporating drugs and and all the other detrimental aspects of the music game. Like, yeah, NWA, and did that. But, I mean, they were actually seeing it, though. So I don't like the numbers that you came up with. Like, it depends on who you talking to. Like, they just might have already been there. If they talking about what they see,
Well,
then it had to have already been there.
No, it wasn't about what they saw. It was the glamorizing of it, and that was one thing that the dude spoke about. And he actually lived there. Like Compton, California, used to be sort of like all of these predominantly black areas around America. They were once upscale, middle class type environments, and then once you get in there and you start, it's not like, so when you look at 90s rap, you had a lot of 90s rappers that spoke about what they saw, but they put it in proper context. They told you, yeah, you're going to make a lot of money by selling drugs, but you're probably going to go to jail or be dead. Like, they told a whole story. When I listen to Eazy-E, like out of all the whole bunch, Ice Cube was the only one once he broke free that really, he had in my mind, he had a barometer of what was going on. Like, he understood that we was under certain oppressive forces, and he spoke about that.
Yeah.
But as the whole group, it was just some teenagers having a ball, talking cash, and I think it was which on one hand you can say, well, they're only kids. But on the other hand, you can say Tupac and Nas were 16 and 19 when they made some of the most classic hip-hop music ever. So it's not necessarily about age. It's what's instilled in these kids to be like, okay, you know the difference between right and wrong. Where is your integrity at? So, and again, that was from that was from the guy that lived in Compton with them, and but whatever. So let's get to the cooking in the pandemic. I was meaning to steal some pictures off your social media because you've been cooking some stuff that look like some stuff you buy in a restaurant, and that's a lot of prep. And because when I cook, I just throw everything I like together and be like, bam. What is that called? It doesn't have a name. But when you put your stuff together, like it's plated right, it got a little dressing to the side to me, like, oh, okay, you ready for Hell's Kitchen or something? And so, do you go to Pinterest to find your recipes?
No. Not a lot. So I kind of, for anybody out there who has kids and has seen the movie Ratatouille, and the rat would take different flavors and taste each one individually, like, oh, they taste good together, and then you put it together, and now you have this elaborate dish. That's what I do. Or I just take meals that I really like prior to becoming vegan, and I do that thing with my vegetables. I freeze it and I make it my own.
And one thing right. One thing that I like to do, one thing that I learned when I spent the 2.5 years as a full vegan, is that I learned more about food, learned more about taste, learned more about the health aspect of it, to the point now I can eat somebody's food and I can start to taste the different ingredients. And so during this pandemic, you only have, well, I'm not going to say you only, but a lot of people, because of the psychological stress that's placed on them from being at home, having to work your full-time job and be the school teacher and be the disciplinarian and all these other things. You just be like, listen, we just gonna order through DoorDash or something like that, which can be extremely expensive and extremely unhealthy. I know, because the first part of the pandemic, I was like, I'm not cooking. Nope, not doing it. And then I started seeing a little weight gain. I was like, oh, better cook. And so now I've been back. Huh?
And it becomes fun.
Yeah, it does.
Like, for those people who actually like to, like to cook, like, it's a whole experimental thing. Now you just get to grab stuff from here, grab stuff and put it together. And like you have to cook.
You would think so, but I have other friends that are some phenomenal chefs. Like they're not, a licensed chef, but when you look at their Instagram, you be like, you should be a chef, or not you should, but you could be a chef and compete at a high level. And I think out of this pandemic, once it's over, depending on how it ends, I think there's going to be an overhaul of new restaurants, you just knew because people have been at home and they've had to be with themselves. And so you look at your talents, you be like, and you realize you do need multiple streams of income. It's a good idea to make a food truck. I want to be a part of a good food truck, a good vegan, delicious food truck, or a good pescatarian food truck. Something.
I feel like you hitting around something.
Hey. We've already had the conversation. So yeah, let's get it started. So
I was thinking about introducing a service. My business, as it is called, Another Vegan Journey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to do more than provide burgers and salads or whatever. Like, I want to provide a service in which I am showing you. I want to be that liaison. Like, as I already am, but I want to complete that cycle. And trying to teach my people how to cook this on their own at home. And not just, now I got to sift and find, because there are a lot of us out there, and that is how they make their money. I want you to continue on. Like, after you leave cul-de-sac, after you leave, Smooth Illy, I want you to continue on with that journey.
Yeah.
And not have to, be stuck, like now.
Not have to rely on restaurants.
Yes.
It's cool to shop at the restaurants and patronize them, but a fully healthy way of life is you doing the bulk of the work, because now you're able to verify the foods that are coming into your house, coming into your body, things of that nature. Yeah, so that's tough. And you can get a cooking show started. I mean, YouTube is free.
Yeah, but I also want to be able to do some personal things. Because I want to know what your likes and your dislikes are, and then flip that and make it likable for you. So then when you get home, you know how to season it. You know how to, what seasons to use, what vegetables you like to saute. Like, I want to be personal.
Yeah.
Not just like a basic, okay, I'm going to show everybody how to cook the same thing. Like, no, I want to know what it is that you like.
Yeah. Yeah. And if y'all out here, if you're dating, that is a great date. Just cook with your people. Cook with your person or your people. Maybe you polygamist or whatever. Cook. You can learn a whole bunch about each other by cooking. Like, I don't like peppers.
Man.
I found out that, and I've never been the type that said I don't like watermelon. I didn't eat watermelon. Never said it was nasty. I just didn't eat it for reasons. Now I eat it like it's going out of style. But I've met people that don't like watermelon, that don't like bananas, that don't like almonds. And I'm like, wow, what is wrong with your mouth?
Yeah. Look, before becoming vegan, like, I didn't really do apples.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do watermelon, cantaloupe, like people,
I can't
like,
do
it was
cantaloupe.
an instant black hole snatcher. It was like, you don't like watermelon?
Yeah.
No, like, I did, that wasn't my preference. But once I became vegan and started, like, trying all these different foods, and, like, the juicing, doing the juicing, watermelon is perfect for juicing. And you get a whole lot out of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, watermelon's delicious. Cantaloupe is a tricky thing because it should be refreshing and it should be delicious, but it tastes like wet paint. So so I can't do cantaloupe. But these are some interesting topics to have, especially when you're with your friends or with somebody you're dating. Like, there's a whole new type of socialization that goes on with just doing basic things like cooking. Especially if you have a family. I mean, hey, son, daughter, you get over here. Mama, daddy, we gonna be over here. Like, that's some really some real building going on amongst the family or just the people. So that's all I'm saying about that.
Yeah.
And so while we on the topic of relationships, we can go into the conscious relationship and the sexism portion of the show. So this is one thing that always triggers me. I was out Thursday, and I was at an event. There was a handful of guys there, and it was mainly women. And the DJ was playing a lot of, what's his name? Black Youngster. A bunch of this new music where all they do is demean. Yeah, all they do is demean and sexually exploitate black women. And I say black women because that's who they're talking to. Although all women dance to it, but they're specifically talking to our women because that's... Anyway, and I look around and the women are popping their ass and they're enjoying this music. And it took me back to the conversation you and I had when you asked me, do I think that sexism is real? And I said, sexism is very real. And you sort of lean towards, well, why do the men do it? And although not all men participate in this, a lot of us understand that it's not really good. It's not good. It's part of the fabric of what this country is, along with racism. So we just go along with this, with what it is, especially in the music because of the beats and the vibrations. But one thing that I told Quiana was, sexism will stop when women stop accepting it. And I could tell you got frustrated, like, wait a minute. And I was like, listen, racism will stop as soon as black people stop accepting it. Like, when you look at the Haiti Revolution, it was give me freedom or give me death. There was no in between. Now, I'm not saying to go that extreme with either or you do go that extreme. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is the predator and the bully don't stop being that just because you don't want them to continue. You have to do something in order for them to stop. And so when you look at this new age, like the reality TV and the music and stuff, it's women that participate in it because just like what we spoke about the drill music in Chicago, because there's some money in it. There's a lane to get you out of your poverty. But what you're doing by participating in it is that you're promoting that in a positive manner to where this is acceptable. And so now you go on social media, there's a lot, not to say that prostitution's been a thing, but now there's a large number of younger girls that are prostituting. They like high school in 1920. Like, you really? This you just gonna give up and just start selling the cuckoo right now. So, and when you look at the mute back to the music, it's like y'all participating in something that's not good for you. It sounds good, the beat is good, but you're actually promoting sexism.
Yeah, but you know what? The young men, just like you said earlier, who are sold out in these impoverished, underserved communities to make money, they're told to do this.
Yeah, they are. That's matter of fact, that's instilled into them.
It's a two-way street.
Exactly.
When the young boys say, you know what, nah, that's not cool.
Well,
Like, I know it might take me a little while longer to get the money that I'm going to get, but you know, you build up a loyal fan base. Now has a loyal fan base.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of these political parties have a loyal fan base. Like, they're so it's just there's accountability to be held on both sides.
It is. But when you talk about Nas and Talib, they grew up in an era where women wasn't gonna take that. Like, you didn't see outside of Luke, which I think that was more regional, because Luke wasn't nationwide at a certain point, because Southern music really wasn't moving around the country like that. But when Nas and Talib was coming out, you wasn't about to be talking about bounce that ass and all that stuff. The women gonna look at you like, the fuck? Who you talking to? I mean, you just came from an era of Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Moni Love, all these. That wasn't going to be a thing, and so it's a duality, sure enough. But it's almost like when women complain about these young guys sagging. If you would stop giving them the honey pot, they wouldn't sag no more, unless they doing it for each other. But if you'd be like, I can't mess with you, you kind of corny for that, you would see them pants, you would see them booties covered by jeans. And so, and again, to your point, it is stitched into this society. You look at the religious concepts. It's the woman's fault for sin. But when you go back prior to the religious aspects, African civilization praised the woman. Natur was the overall deity of all the other sub-deities. Natur, NTR, became nature, which later became Mother Nature. They understood the power that women had. And then, you know, through colonization and through other corruption, things started to shift. But when you go back to ancient civilizations, they understood that the first Trinity, the very first Trinity, wasn't the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The first Trinity was the Father, the Mother, and the child. 360 degrees of life. And so we've allowed society to sort of trinkle these things in because we don't value history and information. We value what's given to us presently right now, not knowing the backstory, not knowing that things were just like I said earlier. The original meaning for hell, Hell, just meant hole in the ground. That definition was changed to mean fire and brimstone forever. How does energy burn forever? Energy never dies.
It doesn't, right?
So that's something that and these conversations are hard to have. And here's one thing. In 2020, I try my best not to ever use the word to believe. Because when you look at the dictionary meaning of believe, is to subscribe to something with no proof, with no facts, with no data. You're just going along with it because that's what the popular narrative is. So with that being said, it's more powerful to say, I don't know. The things that you know for a fact, like I know for a fact that I'm sitting in a chair that's inside of a room on the second floor of my house. I know that for a fact. I don't believe that. Now, if you were to say, while you're sitting here at what axle is the world spinning? I don't know. I'm not gonna say I believe it's going. No, I don't know. And so because I've removed this prideful thing to wanna say this is what it is, and knowing I don't know, I make it vacant. So now I can go find the answer. And when I find the answer, I can stand on it and say, this is what it is. And here's all my references. And here is the proof that will illustrate that this is what it is. You become more powerful in your stance, in your movements, the way you maneuver through society, the conversations, how you articulate things. I don't care if you're upset at the truth, because I didn't create the facts. Now I'm going to be cognizant of your feelings and try to deliver it to you as nice as possible. But outside of that, water is wet.
So, are we still talking about sexism?
We can funnel into the other part, but we can start with the sexism too, whatever, I see you over there like the double dutch, like you trying to get in, and I ain't trying to stop you. I just want to get that out. So come on in, baby girl, come on in.
You get beat, like we on the phone right now. So no, like you feel like we're pretty much on the same page with the accountability,
Mm-hmm.
and where society has gone to.
Yeah.
From from then to now.
Yeah.
In the narrative of our women and our men.
Yeah.
And it is caused extreme divisiveness.
Yeah.
So I feel like we are so far apart. The black man and the black woman, it went from us being together and loving one another to competing with one another. Like, when has a black man and a black woman ever gotten to that point of having to compete? Like,
and what is the competition? Like, what when you peel it back, what are we competing for? Getting the bag?
Yeah, now that's what it is. And that comes from popular culture.
Yeah, pop culture. That's right. When I was in college, I dated this woman who was set to, as soon as she graduated college, because of the major that she was taking, she was going to make more money than me off top. The money that I was supposed to get, it would come after experience. Whereas her industry, you got all the experience that you needed to get to a certain pay scale in college, because you had the residency, you had the internship. So this guy asked me, he said, would you have a problem if when y'all graduated and y'all married, if she made more money than you? And I was like, no, that's silly. Why would I be upset that my woman makes more money than me? Man, I couldn't do that. That's crazy. And I was like, look at the mindset. You're supposed to circumvent yourself around at least 5 people that are doing better than you. Why is that? Because they have the power, the resources, the knowledge to bring you up. So why would I not want to be with somebody just because they make more money than me? She has access to information, to resources that I might not have, that could propel me to a higher height, a higher level. So that I have no reason to compete with her. We are a team. What I make is hers, and what she makes is mine. And I mean that thing. No, I'm just playing. But no, seriously, this whole competitive stuff and when marriage and stuff worked for us specifically is when we realized that we needed each other. I mean, you growing up in a time back then where you knew grandpa had a side family somewhere. And I'm not condoning that, but you notice grandma didn't go nowhere. And, grandpa stayed home and provided for this family. He might have provided for that other family too, but he made sure that this family was together. Those were some choices that were made that I'm pretty sure those grandfathers that did that probably wish that they could reverse it. But when you're a child, when you're a teenager, my buddy from Ghana was telling me, in Ghana, you're still considered an adolescent at 23. And I was like, wow. Now that I'm 41, I look, when I was in my 20s, I was still a kid. I was a kid with hair everywhere. Well, not everywhere because I couldn't grow hair on my face, but you still didn't.
Like Dre needed to be here at that moment.
I'm glad he wasn't. Because Dre would have made me regret saying that, but I didn't. I couldn't grow a beard. Anyway, I digress. Like I was saying, when you're in your 20s, you make a bunch of dumb mistakes, especially when you're raised in an environment of chaos and confusion. Like you don't have a direct direction. Like there's people still trying to figure it out in their 40s. I know sometimes I'll be thinking, I don't have it. I thought, as days that go by, you be like, I'm on point. I got this. And then other days you be like, what am I doing? And, I didn't grow up with my father in my life. My grandfather was there, but, there wasn't that tight, close, niched family that we need, because people that have lived longer than you have more experiences than you. Not to say that all their information is right, but they've experienced things that you haven't. Like my mother has experienced, segregation. Whites only over here, whites only water fountain. My grandmother, she's experienced people hanging from trees. I haven't experienced any of that. So there are certain things about this existence that they can relate to you that'll help you make a better decision. And that's all I got to say about that.
So where does, in the era of complete divisiveness in our community, with the men and the women, as well as just us in general, like, where does that leave us in the dating stratosphere? Like, how does that go now?
Hell, I don't have the answers for that. There's been so much.
Like, it's difficult.
Yeah. It's difficult. It has to be figured out at some point, but it is extremely difficult, especially for us, as in me and your generation, because we just figured some stuff out. Like within the last, 10, 15 years, I was like, oh, snap. I've come a long way, like Cole says, but I came the wrong way. So now I'm having to backtrack and go back past a lot of the intel that was disseminated down through the family that was incorrect. And I got to start throwing that out and create new journeys and providing new accurate information. I don't have children right now. So the only thing that I can do is mentor to the youth that are open to hear, and even some adults that have children. I speak to a lot of parents, and a lot of parents are so overcome by stress because of having to provide and for the family succeed, and they don't necessarily have the bandwidth, or if not the bandwidth, because it's all about time management, the desire to sit in front of a book and learn about the missteps that we've been taking and that has been tricked on us, so that they can start to undo it. And it's uncomfortable to find out everything that's a part of the fabric of what this reality to be has been a lie. So it's just imperative for our portion of this reality to teach as many children, as many adults that are willing to hear it, and show them, hey, this is what I've learned. Take it or leave it, learn it and disseminate it. And hopefully one day all this will be reversed, and a powerful family structure will thrive again.
Yeah. And it's, me being a single mother, it's difficult to, well, I'm not going to say it's difficult, but
it is difficult.
to actually tell my, well, yeah, it is, but no, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about as the aspect of teaching relationships.
Mm-hmm.
My children don't see that I have one.
Yeah.
But all I can do is tell my girls the black man is vital.
Yeah.
Like I want y'all to be. I want y'all to realize how important the black family is, and to still be able to show my appreciation for the black man when there's not one in the household.
Yeah.
So it kind of, there's an imbalance there.
It's going to be a huge imbalance.
My kids aren't dumb. Like, they know they're vital, but then they kind of, like anybody does, they feed on your actions, your example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I always tell them, don't ever, I don't want you to just settle for anything. And the music that they listen to, and they see the little boys and how they treat them. So it gets difficult for them and their generation too.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I don't know, if we're as divided as we are, then I can only imagine what the heck they dealing with.
Yeah.
As young women.
Yeah. And that was one thing that I was going to say too, is it's hard for them to conceptualize that when you turn on the television and you see the total opposite. You turn on the music, you see the total opposite. You go out in public, a lot of times the good things go unseen, go under the radar, because the bad things are loud. Have you ever noticed, like, I remember riding public transportation. The biggest memories that stand out in my head and going on subways or buses or trains, and I've done it a lot. The biggest memories that stick out in my mind are the uncomfortable ones. I can't tell you about the majority of them outside. It was all good. Got to point A to B where I needed to go in a timely fashion without paying gas money. Boom, I'm there. I don't remember any of that. But I can remember when some crazy stuff popped off. And so in society, it's that sticks in your head. And so, it's like, I remember hearing people on social media, and even some people that I used to associate with, see, that's why I can't shop black businesses. They rude. And I'm like, you've shopped 2 black businesses in your entire life. And because of one experience, you're going to damn all black businesses? Because when I used to shop Walmart regularly, when I used to shop all these, I had bad experiences there too. You get cussed out quick at some of these spots, and the managers won't say nothing about it. But you don't go on social media. See, that's why I don't shop Walmart. Even though you're people that can't stand Trump, you should stop shopping Walmart, but you're not going to do it. Sorry about that. Just had to say that. But and I'm not pro-Trump. I'm just pro-facts. You don't like somebody, but you give him money. And you give him money because you don't know you giving him money. I'm telling you, you're giving him money, and to look it up. But anyway, so yeah, that's a difficult. It's at a difficult place right now. But the listeners that's listening, the viewers, look up Anthony T. Browder. Anthony T. Browder has a time frame of the rulership of African people across the globe. That timeline, that timeline is bigger than the 400 years of oppression that we've been experiencing. And that's to say that we've had, as a group, as a people, grander times. Like, we ruled the planet on every continent. When you dig deep in every continent, every country, the people come up black.
We were there.
We were there. Created civilization. And, you know, people like mainstream media and history would like to tell you otherwise. But when you do your own research, you don't need them. That's all it takes. It takes a little time to do some reading, to do some studying, and it puts some self-worth into you, because when you're funneled into this school system and they continuously teach you that Christopher Columbus found America, knowing good and damn well he never set foot in North America, that should tell you something. When they tell you that Thomas Edison was the greatest inventor of all time, and you look up his record, he was a thief. That should tell you something about the school system that you're infiltrating your kids and that you're putting your kids into. So, until all this, and so here's the thing too: when you experience a large amount of pressure, and we said this on the last show, when you sleep and you sleep hard, what do you use to wake yourself up? You use an alarm clock. Does it feel good to be to be rudely awakened by the alarm clock? No. It's intrusive. It's aggressive. It's an antagonist. But it's like, it's needed to wake you up out of your sleep. So it's not going to happen until the ultimate pressure is felt by each individual before they be like, you know what? I need to go figure this out, because this isn't working and it hasn't worked. And if it hasn't worked and if it isn't working, chances are it's never going to work. So we just have to be adamant and concise with the information, and really want to find a way out. Just like Coach Willie Earl said today, you want somebody that's going to be a winner. So you want to be around people that are problem solvers, that aren't okay with just laying in the mud, laying in the milk, and be like, oh, woe is me. Get your ass up. Get your ass up. I remember dating a woman, and she used to always complain about being fat, even though she wasn't fat, but she would complain about it. And no matter how much I told her she was beautiful, she still complained about it. And I was like, so I got to the point, it's like, well, let's go to the gym, or you should go to the gym, or da-da-da-da-da. And eventually, now in her, late 30s, she's a gym rat. Like, she's in the gym. It took her to the point where she finally got tired of being sick and tired. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired and complaining, because that yields no results, you have to do the work. So, to provide a better future.
And we have to encourage each other.
Yeah.
Like, break through that mold of what it is we hear and what we see, and start encouraging each other. Black men encourage black women, and vice versa. Black women encourage black men. Like, just start by saying simple, nice stuff. Like, the black, use a whole system. Like, this was my theory. Like, sometimes I think I had a conversation with you about it. Although now those things have changed, like, people use the whole king and queen thing
they don't run and you're right.
Yeah, but prior to that, like young men and young women, I still do it. Yeah. Like kings and queens, I still call them that. And it's not like, you get those people who get real deep into it, like all of us wedding kings and queens.
Yeah. Let me out right here. I'm going to go ahead and do
it's
that.
a mentality thing. If I saw a black man a king that has never been accustomed to being called a king, then maybe he'll act like one. If I call a young black woman a queen, in her environment, she's not used to being called that. Then maybe she'll act like one.
Because
think like one as well.
Right, because what are we been conditioned to act and think like? Niggas, bitches, and hoes.
Hoes and bitches and niggas and
So
and
what?
everything but that.
So what if we start to change that narrative, and we start to see ourselves in a certain light and be like, yeah, you know, when you start building. I was on the phone with one of the friends of the show, Colin Applewhite, last night, and we were discussing confidence, self-worth, self-esteem, things of that nature. And all three of these attributes are stolen from you as children. A lot of your family do it unknowingly with the colorism, the good hair, the pretty eyes, the you fat, you're too skinny, you know, you're stupid. Family do that unknowingly a lot of times, but that's regularly. And then you leave outside of your house and then you go to school. And then, especially for us, the school teaches you exactly what I said. They don't teach you that Mansa Musa was the richest man on the planet who was from Mali, a black man. They don't teach you that it was a black man that invented the light. Thomas Jefferson put the glass on the light. Like, they tell you all this opposite stuff, and so you don't have no self-esteem. It's stolen from you altogether. You know. And so you walk around, you don't want to be you. You want to be everybody else but you. And so that takes away from that confidence, from the self-esteem. It takes away from that. And then slowly but surely, you're null and void of it. And so you're okay with the flashy stuff that be like, hey, you a nigga. Hey, you a hoe. Hey, you be like, well, goddamn, I guess I am. And that's not what you say consciously. That's what you say subconsciously, which fuels the conscious. You're not aware of the subconscious. You're aware of the conscious. So yeah. You know, that's facts. I agree to a lot of people, especially the younger people, in a manner like, hey, what's going on, champ? Hey, how you doing? You know, and it puts a smile on their face, because other than that, they'd be like, what's up? What's up, OJ? What was that? Was that you talking? Tell me, boy. He said, you said, why you always sound old when I greet people?
Always.
All right, young fella, how you doing, champ?
I envision you doing your fingers like this every time.
No.
I see you.
No, I actually do it in some of the most coolest ways possible. Oh, what's going on, champ? You all right? All right, peace now. They were like, that's a cool brother right there.
Jamille, I'll be on the phone with you. You turn into Uncle Roy.
About the barbecue. Hey, and I'm cool with that, because I didn't have many uncles growing up. And the uncles that I did have, I think they were distant. And so I used to admire seeing other uncles and older cats that would talk to people. Like, that made me feel comfortable. Like, I want to sit down and have a talk with you now, because you on that vibe. So, yeah, I'm going to keep doing. What's going on now, champ? How you doing, young fella? All right now. We about to get off here in a little bit. We done went over about 10 minutes, but I used to walk at work at lunch with one of my good friends at the job, and he'd always laugh at me, because anytime we walk around, specifically like a woman, I'd be like, all right now, how you doing? All right now. He'd be like, man, why you sound like somebody old granddaddy or something? It's like, because that makes them feel comfortable with our presence, because there's so much negative narratives that are pushed out there about black men. And when you see me coming and I got a smile like, all right now, how you doing? All right now. I want you to feel good when you be like, well, that was he wasn't a creep. He wasn't cat calling, what they call it, talking about you got a fat ass. So he was just genuinely nice and how you doing. So, you know, that goes back to the memory, what I said about the train. You have all these things that have happened, but the thing that sticks out the most is something that sort of like bam in your face. So if I walk around and say, all right now, champ, how you doing? All right, my daddy used to be like, how you doing, Miss Lady? That was my daddy's thing, Miss Lady. And so, so that's what I do. That's what I do. In closing, what you got for us, Q Quarles? Dig into your bag.
Like, appreciate one another more within our community.
Yeah.
And just say it, but do it. Put it into action.
Ain't that a song? I can't think of the song. Say it. Do it.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go. Yeah, and to back up what Quiana was saying, when you go out today and you see one another out on the streets, say hi. You got to do nothing else. How you doing? What's up, champ? How you doing, Miss Lady? Just, don't be creepy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what?
We used to don't get nobody to leave alive.
Yeah. 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 And I was down at the court downtown. I went down into the court and it's all like black clerks, police officers, sheriffs. And I had the best experience going to the city, doing anything. I can't remember a time when everybody was like, how you doing? All right now. And I was like, wow, we good. We doing better.
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
It makes a difference. Because I went down there full of anxiety, like, man, I don't want to be here.
How I do here.
But it was all good, and I was appreciative to it, and I think it's unfortunate that all these extreme events had to take place for a lot of that to start manifesting into that. But when you're sick and tired, you do things. You make a change. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody that has tuned in. We look forward to DJ Godzillest coming back, even though I think we're going to have to get a Mixcloud account because for the music, Facebook, YouTube, and I think Twitter, they're player hating on the show because they cut it. And y'all witnessed that last week. I got a lot of feedback from not being able to watch the video or share the link, and it was because of the music. So we're going to figure that thing out, and we're going to keep delivering content that is I'm not going to say controversial because it's not controversial. It's the facts should not be controversial. And I know a lot of people scream facts when a lot of shit that they say are not facts. But everything that I said has been facts. Look it up. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Jamille Harley Show. We'll see you next week.
You are now listening to the Jamille Harley Morning